It's fun taking the train. I really enjoy it.
Hey guys and gals, this is your host Joe, hosting The Life with Joseph.
And Charlie.
And Charlie, my brother, God love him.
Hello.
I didn't film right when he picked me up yesterday, so you didn't get that. Charlie and I are going to downtown Chicago today. We're gonna, Jesus, hold the camera right, dude. We are at the light rail in Palatine, Illinois. They call them villages here. We call them cities or towns on the West Coast. But the village is just another name for a city. It's an incorporated entity. So we're at the train station. Oh, I'm wearing a 1915 Chicago Whales home jersey. You know, my addition to Ebbets Field flannels. Here's kind of sort of what it looks like. I'll talk about this more if we make it down to Wrigley Field. But the summation is that Wrigley Field was built by Charles Wiegum, who owned the Whales. It's the only surviving Federal League stadium. The Cubs play there. When the Federal League folded and Wiegum bought shares of the Cubs, he changed the ballpark. The ballpark name was eventually changed from Wiegum Park to Cubs Park, and now when the Wrigley family bought the Cubs, it became Wrigley Field, which it is still today. It's a historical building in Chicago. It's on the National Register of Historic Places or something like that. The owners of the Cubs now had a hard time remodeling, though money talks and bullshit walks, because a lot of people didn't want all the modern signage and nonsense in such a historical place. So that's your Wrigley Field lesson for right now. I'll probably reiterate this if we make it down there. The train is way down the tracks here. Oh, this is ours. Okay, well, here's our train. Yeah, I tell you guys, I got sidetracked, and they were really slow with the breakfast. They're extremely understaffed. Prudy, Leandra and CJ's godmother, is out from Kansas, so she was down in the lobby, and it was going to be 10 more minutes at least to get breakfast. So I just said, Trudy, enjoy your breakfast, and Charlie and I left. So I managed to download the McDonald's app, and we're going to stop and eat somewhere downtown somewhere. You know me, I always have to eat in the morning. So that's where we are for now. I'll film the train, I'll film Chicago. We're going to have a good day, and we'll see what's next. Our next stop of the day finds us in downtown Chicago on North Canal Street. I found out I lost one of my credit cards. I don't know where, I don't know when. This ADHD is just raging out of control. I tried to get my phone to take the bus pass, and no matter how many times I put in my password, it doesn't work. So, you know, I'm glad I'm here, and I missed my brother, but just endless struggle. Breakfast was late because they're understaffed. I had to leave. I couldn't wait for breakfast, so Prudy got the breakfast. I may have said Trudy, so it's Prudy with a P. So we're gonna go down to the Bean, I think, next, and we'll see what's next. We got off the bus, we're in downtown Chicago, and here's an absolute relic from the past. And you see the L, or the elevated train, and by God, it's everything as you see in the movies. So, and on Hill Street Blues. So, there you go. We're wandering around, and we'll see what's next.
Selfie.
Our next stop finds us in Millennial Park, and this is the Bean. also called Cloud Gate. Somebody just got shot out here 2 or 3 days ago, so it is Chicago. But it's a famous piece of artwork. I'm going to gently scroll the park. And then I'm going to sit down. So here's your 360 of Millennial Park and the Bean. Our next stop is at Michigan and Jackson in downtown Chicago, and you see Chicago PD putting a card stop on somebody in an unmarked unit. But we are actually filming here because we are going to have a true Chicago hot dog. And the nice ladies who made the hot dog for me said basically, as long as you don't put ketchup on it, it's an acceptable Chicago dog. So I've just got mustard on mine. I think ketchup on a hot dog is a cardinal sin, and certainly they do here in Chicago. So we'll see what's next. Here is my Chicago dog. I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, it's good, and I'm happy that I have it, but I guess it has something to do with the way the dog is made. So anyway, here's our Chicago dog. We're gonna finish eating, and we'll press on to what's next. We're going to the fountain that's at the beginning of Married with Children. There's a name for it. I don't remember, but we'll figure it out when we get down there. This ADHD is just hurting me more than I could tell you today. But I'm here, I'm in Chicago. I'm glad I'm with my brother. He's glad I'm here too. And we'll see what's next. Let me add here that the intersection we're at, Jackson and Michigan, was the original terminus of the Mother Road from 1926 to 1933. And in 1933, it moved up to Lakeshore and Jackson. Now, there's a little sign there, and we may or may not make it by. It's starting to rain. We're going to go across the street to CVS and try to buy a couple of cheap umbrellas. So we'll see what's next. Off in the distance is a public bathroom. I would like to thank the city of Chicago and Chicago taxpayers for not losing control of their downtown park and having an open, clean bathroom with toilet paper and soap and water. Thank you for that, city of Chicago and Chicago taxpayers. Now our next stop, this is called Buckingham, right?
Yes.
Buckingham Fountain. And if you're of my vintage and you loved crass humor, then you watched Married with Children, and this is the fountain that turns on at the beginning of the introduction. So here it is. I just saw on my YouTube feed that the city had just turned it on within the last week or so, and it's on and it's running. We had to stop at CVS and buy an umbrella for each of us because we are unprepared. We're going to go down to the, there's a sign that says begin US 66, and it's on Addison and Michigan. I had to look it up. So we're going to wander down there next, and we'll see, well, we'll see what's next. It might be that, it might be something else. Our next stop of the day finds us at Addison and Michigan, which I'm assuming this is a one-way back in the day. And the sign here, the beginning of historic US 66, the Mother Road. Here's a graduate. What college are you graduating from?
Illinois College of Optometry.
Illinois College of Optometry, here you go. I saw a bunch of people dressed up in this type of gear. We're gonna go catch the L, and we're gonna go down to Wrigley Field, so we'll see what's next.
Alrighty.
Okay, our next stop finds us down in the bowels of Chicago on the subway. We're going to take the L out to Addison, and wander over to Wrigley Field. Our next stop finds us at 1060 West Addison Street in Chicago. And this is Wrigley Field. And this nice guy in the Giants jersey recognized that I'm wearing a Chicago Whales Federal League jersey. So here's somebody on the ball. Here's what the rest of Wrigleyville looks like.
Old school, lady. I like that jersey.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Somebody else is noticing, Joseph.
Wrigley Field was built in 1915, 1914 for the Federal League. The Cubs moved in 1916. Sorry, let me move out of the way here. In 1920 or 21, William Wrigley bought the team, and in 1926 or 1927, it was changed from Cubs Park to Wrigley Field. Now, in something that I just read, this is not the original Wrigley Field. For you hardcore seam heads of my vintage, you remember watching Home Run Derby, which was filmed in Wrigley Field in Los Angeles, which it dates back to 1925. So Wrigley Field in Los Angeles, and I'll try to pip in a picture here, was Wrigley Field before Wrigley Field here in Chicago. Anyway, we're in the Wrigleyville neighborhood, which is part of the Lakeview neighborhood, one of 77 different recognized neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. So the game is on rain delay. We're not going to go see the game. We got stuff to do, and bluntly, I'm running out of steam. So Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois, Wrigleyville. It's an interesting place. So we'll see what's next. They're going to try to get the game in today. The scheduled time is 2:50. We were crossing the street from McDonald's across the street, and a guy who works here overheard me and said, no doubleheader tomorrow. It's a travel day. They're definitely trying to get the game in today. These, the fence and the seating, you see, this is on the Sheffield side, and I'm going to talk about this as I walk. It used to be way back in the day where you could go up on the roof, and if you knew somebody, or where'd my brother go? Or something or other. Oh, there he is. Okay, good. And as Ricketts, the owner of the Cubs, had figured out that that was actually costing him money, he built Wrigley up a little higher to block their view. Lawsuits, money exchanged hands. There's now bleacher, real seating up there now. It's not like it used to be. Money ruins a lot in life. So there you go. We're gonna get back on the Jesus, this is a mess for all three. There we go. There. We're gonna go back into the station on the train. We're gonna make our way back to the hotel now. So we'll see what's next. You can see we're literally a block from the train station from the L to Wrigley Field in Wrigleyville. You see the DraftKings advertising.
You gotta show him the rooftop bars.
He did. He filmed that.
I got that, yeah.
Made his little comments.
I gotta say that DraftKings and FanDuel, that I understand MLB not tolerating gambling by players, and you know Pete Rose has had to pay that price. He chose his punishment, but he agreed to it. But I think the Pete Rose fans have a point that if gambling is so bad, why are DraftKings the official whatever of a whole bunch of these teams? I think it's a little bit hypocritical to be doing business with gamblers, but not having your players be able to do business with their sponsors. So that's your political rant for today. I'm running out of steam, I'm exhausted, and we're heading back. Well, we just made it on the right train with a few minutes to spare. We rode the L, got on the bus, and now we're on the heavy rail to Palatine, where the car is. And I'll make one more check-in film or shot at the end. So there you go. We'll see what's next.